Funky.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Behind the bar with me this evening. It's been a bit since I've actually recorded a beer review. Took a little time off, like a week. Decided I wanted to come back this evening and record a couple. So first up tonight is a pretty widely available beer, Lagunitas, the Waldos Special Ale. It's part of their one-hitter series in 2016. This beer has actually been brewed quite a few times before. Last I knew, though, it was just kind of a draft only release that I know a couple people had, but I've heard really good things about this. This beer is not screwing around, coming in at 11.5%. See if it gave anything else on here as far as the story. Dankest and hoppiest beer ever brewed at Lagunitas and was made with the help of the Waldos for all treasure hunters. So the Waldos, man. Yeah. So gonna be a huge beer. I'm going to get it poured out into our Tiku here and see what we think. This beer's been out probably about, let's see if we can find a bottle date on here. I think this is about 3 weeks old, though. I don't know how to read their dating codes, so I probably should have looked that up ahead of time. Sorry about that. I've had this for about 2 weeks and got it as it came out fresh on the Kansas side. So we should still be inside of a month, or right about a month on this. It should be good to go. Pours out a slightly hazy, might just be a little chill haze, but a little bit of haze there. Kind of an amber color, like golden amber, about a finger of kind of off-white head, white to off-white. Big soapy bubbles. I mean, 11.5%, definitely getting some alcohol like sliding down the glass there. I'm sure we're going to get quite a bit of lacing. But it looks kind of like a typical like Lagunitas IPA. I've had that a few times recently while I've been out and about, and it kind of resembles that beer a little bit. But 11.5%, obviously a way different beer. Let's dive in, see what it smells like. Yeah, smells really good, actually. There's a lot of like fruit elements to this, like tropical citrus, grapefruit like pith, peel, but a lot of dankness to this beer. It's definitely a West Coast beer, getting a lot of dankness, some bitter, some pininess, like earthy, grassy, just like scorched, like not scorched earth, but like dirty earth, grass, pininess. Dankness. Smells sweet, though. I'm definitely picking up on some sweetness in the beer. I don't know if that's malt bill, if that's 11.5 freaking percent. I will say with these types of beers, I typically drink these a little colder than I do most IPAs, just because beers this big, like a triple IPA basically, which is what this is, typically as they warm, you can get a little bit more of that alcohol. I kind of like them, a little colder. So that's what I did on this beer. This is pretty much 5 minutes out of the fridge. But yeah, it smells really good. I'm getting a lot of, it's like grapefruit and mango are kind of the two notes that I'm getting quite a bit of. Like I said, then like pithy bitterness, like that pithiness of like an orange. If you get like the sweetness from like I drink a lot of old fashions, and usually you slice the peel of an orange and use like the oil in that. I'm getting kind of that smell from that just kind of bitter, pithy quality. Yeah, but it smells amazing. Smells really good in the glass. I can't wait to try it. Cheers, guys. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. Whew. That is dank and bitter. This is a West Coast Lagunitas beer. It's definitely like in the middle of my mouth. I've just got this like piney, grassy, floral, just bitterness. So if you like your IPAs that West Coast bitter style, you're gonna really like this beer. And it just sits right on the middle. I mean, it's still there. I feel like I've just got grass sitting there. Dank for days. I mean, yeah. I mean, would be a great beer for 420, which just passed recently. Dank, but you are getting some of that. The grapefruit's definitely there. It's definitely in the forefront, and the first thing that I'm kind of noticing outside of that bitterness and dankness. It's definitely got some of that mango, some tropical like tangerine fruits, but it's definitely a bitter first, dank first kind of beer. It's definitely sweet. It's got kind of a, not like cloying sweetness or anything like that, but it's definitely a sweet beer. The malt bill is there, but what I'm picking up on is the sweetness from that, and probably some sugar that is added to this beer, whether in the form of like a Belgian sugar or like candy sugar or something else to get that alcohol content up. But the hops cover it up really nicely. The bitterness and dankness of this beer really help offset that, and it's definitely it's definitely a solid beer. This one hitter series is killer. That Citrusinesis that we had last time, that blood orange beer IPA, that beer was freaking awesome. And this is no exception. This is a fantastic beer as well. It was fairly limited, but this is something I would definitely recommend going out and picking a 6-pack up of. It's a dangerous beer because, as I was saying with the malt bill, I'm not getting 11.5% from this, especially from an IPA. Like stouts, it's a little easier to cover up like an 11.5, 12% beer, because you can do things with adjuncts and you can do things with barrels to kind of cover up a lot of that alcohol. Whereas this, it's a little harder to do that. And this is executed very well. I don't like triple IPAs for the most part. I'm a double single guy. Like 7's my money, 7.5. And don't get me wrong, I like some that are higher than that, but that's kind of my sweet spot. Yeah. Yeah, it's just sweet. It has some elements that actually remind me a little bit of Triple Sunshine, which I did a review of a few months back. Kind of the way that it handles the alcohol is very similar. Triple Sunshine was not as bitter and dank, and it was a little bit more fruity, like that New England style, unlike this. But the way it covers up the alcohol and does it really well for as high of ABV as it is, it's very similar. Really good. And even as it warms a little bit, it's still... Actually, the bitterness and dankness is kind of going away, or my tongue is just getting used to it. And some of them more like the grapefruit and that grapefruit pith, and those elements are starting to come a little bit more to the forefront. Killer beer, though. I won't spend a ton of time on it, because it's pretty much wraps it up. It's just a really well made. Lagunitas has been really impressing me lately. I kind of got away from them for a little while, but I've been drinking a lot more of their beer lately, and I really enjoy it. Yeah, stellar stuff. Definitely recommend picking it up. As far as a grade, I mean, this is definitely an A beer for me. 95, 96, put right in that range. I mean, like a Untapped 4.5 out of 5 kind of beer. Really, really stellar. Yeah, let's put it at a 95. 95 out of 100. Definitely an A beer. If you like that style, you like that bitter, dank, West Coast, in-your-face kind of IPAs, but with some really nice other elements to it as well. This is a killer beer, and pick it up if you can still find it. Like I said, I got it a couple weeks ago, and I know it was a little bit more limited, but it's worth finding if you can track it down. So we'll leave it there, guys. 95 out of 100. That's where we're going behind the bar. Thanks for the likes, subscribes, comments, and until next time, guys. Cheers.